Hello, Blossoms. So I am just running a smidgen late. Just got to put on some sacred oils. I am using Paleo Santa oil. Speak the truth, see the truth. It's beautiful. So I just wanted to briefly talk about self-esteem versus soul-esteem archetypes. I'm also just going to give my cards a smudge, and I'm also going to smudge my camera. And this is my little crystal. I talk to the spirit of the internet. Please work. Don't fail me yet. And just the cards. How are you all doing this fine Friday night? Sorry, I'm a little bit late. It's only a couple minutes, but I still feel a little bit naughty. Where are you all from? And what have you been up to this week? It's been a really, really interesting week, with the energies. I've had a few of my clients and people that are in my Facebook group. I've had them telling me about how they've almost just been like really stuck in facing some of their patterns and facing some of their issues. And I've had that as well. You know, I made an intention for Halloween or Samhain in Northern Hemisphere and Beltane down here. So all that energies, I made this sacred vow. And I said, I really wanted to work on taking action on divine will. When I get a message to do something, that I take action upon it. And this last week has just been so funny because I literally, everything paused. Because I said that sacred vow and I meant it. So I was getting a message to do something, and because it had a lot of money attached to it, that brought up like, hang on. I don't know if I want to do this. And no, I just had to confront all this, and all this stuff bubbled up. And one of my good friends in my Facebook group, she had a whammy. She had all these things happen with her family, and she couldn't physically like drive her car. Spirit was like stopping her with pain and all this stuff. So it's for me and her and quite a few people I'm talking to, it's like, forgive me for swearing, but we've all just had to kind of really start facing our shit. You know, like we've said, okay, I want to work on this, and then, you know, we're being forced to work on it. So I'd like to know if you've all been going through something similar, or has it been a good week for you? Maybe it has. So, hello, Michelle, beautiful. Hello, flower. Wendy, I say hello, blossom, all the time. We're all beautiful flowers in God's garden. Just being here right now is a blessing. That's so true, so true. Alicia, oh my God, what is going on? I don't know if it's astrological because Mars just went direct, and so did Mercury, I believe. They've both been in retrograde. So I'm just like, whoa, I thought by going direct, you know, the energy would be like pushing forth, but instead, don't know if that's affecting things. Alicia, you've been exhausted and anxious at the same time. Yes. You know, have you been having to face something, Alicia? Like, I don't know if I want to do this, or is that a pattern that's been coming up? All those kinds of things. I naughtily left silent off on my phone. Michelle, you've been up and down all day. Hello, Samantha, beautiful. Samantha Love. I just love her last name. And we've got LeGray from Queensland as well. So yeah, it's been definitely interesting. So I want to briefly talk about self-esteem versus soul-esteem archetypes, and then I'm going to move into readings. So with your self-esteem archetypes, they're the same ones as Caroline Myss's survival archetypes. So they are the child, the victim, the prostitute, in the saboteur. As I've been doing all my work and I've been helping people and I've been working on myself, I've realized that every single self-esteem issue we have, self-worth, the martyr, the judge, the bully, like everything ties into these 4 archetypes. And you can have sub-archetypes that branch off them, but they still all tie back to these 4 core self-esteem ones, where we just have to have lesson upon lesson until we get into our soul esteem archetypes. And they are the sovereign, they are the warrior, the alchemist, and the lover. So I really have, I'm on my actual Facebook wall, so my personal one, and you're more than welcome to send me a friend invite. It's Jess Beard, and you'll have my pretty face. So on my wall, I actually asked, what are your triggers? Do you know your triggers? And this is just this message that's just been really so potent for me for the last few days. Like, changing the way we see things. Like, if we get triggered, we're offended, we're hurt, we feel downtrodden, victimized, we feel belittled, we feel not listened to, we're stuck in family patterns that are not our own, we're stuck in that prostitute where you give, you give so much that you've got nothing for yourself, you're drained like a bitter husk laying on the bed, can't do anything for anybody. That's a bit dramatic, but you know what I mean. And all of these self-esteem lessons, but there is those higher archetypes that you can call in. If you're in your victim, you're feeling victimized, you can call in your warrior. Give me that strength. I gotta, put on my shield and my armor and just help me. That sovereign. The sovereign is the clarity and that strength, that regal, show me, guys. It's time for me to actually take control, command of my life, all my archetypes, all my emotions. And then the Alchemist is my favorite. That's why my business name is Inner Alchemist. So it's the higher level of the archetype of the saboteur. And it is, you just, like a mad scientist in your lab, you just keep over and over and over trying different things until you unlock your pattern. And of course, the lover is when you love yourself enough that you put yourself first, that you put your spirituality first, your happiness first, your worthiness first. So they're really potent archetypes. And I really suggest you work with them, because imagine it like this. Down here is your self-esteem issues. Up here is your soul esteem archetypes, and all the divine will, your higher self, your intuition, the messages, all the things are trying to get through those soul esteems, and they get bogged right here in your self-esteem issues. Oh, I can't do that because of these. I can't be this because of that. I can't have this job because of these. I can't be the stronger, equal part in my partnership because of this. I can't stand up to my parents because of these. So I just wish everybody on the planet would start working with these self-esteem archetypes and really learn about them, because if you can unlock them one by one, you move up here with a soul esteem. A message comes through, hey, create this, a business idea, okay, come on, do this, and you activate your entrepreneur and off you go. You don't get bogged in all these self-esteem issues. So I really want people to look at their triggers, flip it. If you get offended by something, go, fantastic. Why am I offended? And start working on it and looking at it that way. I have my Facebook page, my business page in the description, and there is the Sovereign Circle group within there. If you need help, you can come and chat with me. If you're looking, I've got an 8-week coaching program that I'm launching in December. if you're really stuck and you really need to work on it, there's avenues and things that I'd like to help with. I don't just do readings, and I just feel if it's not just me, there's so many people wanting to work with this at the moment. So let's get into some readings, shall we? So let's have a little look and see what everyone's been doing. Now, I feel we shouldn't take things personally. Wendy Harvey, that there tells me that if you shouldn't take things personally, that tells me that you have been working with your child archetype and you're able to flip into sovereign a lot quicker, because people who are in their child archetype definitely take things personally. It is all about it, feeling like someone's done something to you, and you go into child. Now, who would like a reading? And a reading on guidance, Samantha. Now, sometimes with there's my dragonfly. I'm all about dragonflies today. Now, if you want a reading, sometimes these comments just go so quickly. If I miss you, please comment again. So just keep commenting and you'll have a better chance, because I can't really scroll up too far. So don't hesitate to ask more than once, I don't mind. And if you see a troll, please try and block them, because I had trouble from this end of it. Okay, Samantha, we're going to draw you some cards and then we'll get some other people's cards. So Samantha, we would like a reading for you. Oh, you got an initiation card straight up. There's only 8 in the deck, and this one's a big one. The Anima Mundi is the soul of the world. It's all about connection. See all those esoterical symbols that are in there? When this one comes through, it's also got a very shamanic energy to it. So you can feel really connected to the land and actually feel cleansed and energized by working, grounding, going to the ocean, any of the elements. So this one's telling me that there's great change afoot for you. I think you've probably been in it for a while. So an initiation is always full on energy. Now, let's get another card with it, Samantha. Oh, we got the dead end. So the dead end, it's an energy of there's something, there's a habit, there is something in your life that needs to end. And it's the shutting of the door so that other doors can open. They can mean the ending of a relationship. It can be ending of working on, say when working with your self-esteem and you're actually like, no, I'm not going to be used anymore. And you shut that door and then all these other doors open up. So it's signaling that through the initiation period where you're being asked to really trust yourself, trust your intuition, work with spirit, work with the divine, work with prayer. So something needs to end. So you'll need to know that. And vision. So that vision card, you've got the mountain being cradled in between 2 hands. You've got the snake. You've got the wise owls. The vision comes through when you can literally hold a vision of what you want and you do a vision board. You see it every morning, and it's a highly powerful card of manifestation. So you can really, if you're wanting to see something healed, you just envision it and you work with it, and you work with that power of the vision card. If you want to change jobs, get a new job, leave a relationship, start a relationship, anything, like you just hold that vision, but it has to be aligned with these other 2 cards. So whatever needs to end, whoops, wrong one. Whatever one this needs to end, hold the vision of it ending with grace and ease. And you must trust yourself. That card is all about connection and working with your divine self and building that, You know how I was talking about the self-esteem? It's really working with that. Did that help, darling? Did that make sense? Okay. So I'm at all new. Oh, we've got Sarah K. So Sarah, new beginnings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask what archetypes are going to support you next, and we'll see what comes through, and see if I get anything with that one. Good luck, Samantha. I feel like you know what needs to end, and you need to trust yourself. You need to really trust that you're going to be supported by the universe. You can do it, babe. Okay, Sarah K, you have got some interesting cards. You have got the bridge. So when this card comes through, it means that you have the ability to help people get from point A to point B. It's a card where you're able to teach, you're able to be of service, you're able to help people. So it's on an archetypal level. If you're at new beginnings, you need to ask, okay, well, how can I help people? How do I, no, that's not the right one. How do I want to help people? And the bridge archetype is they come to you and you help them cross the bridge to whatever, you know, they need to do. You could literally be a coach. You could be a teacher. You could do any of the healing modalities, any of the psychic modalities, anything where you're teaching somebody how to get from point A to point B. Very potent card. So, you know, you need to work with honoring that archetype. You've got the internal child. So this is a card which I think, and this is an archetype which I think is underused, and it's extraordinarily potent. And it's that maiden energy. It's that joyful, open-hearted, wow, show me what to do next. So you don't get into fear about all these new beginnings. You're like, wow, show me what's going next. When we're born, my friend who is a death doula, amazing crone, she's a registered nurse and she helps people transition. She works in palliative care. And she said something to me so profound. She goes, you know, when you're so innocent and full of joy, but that's such innocence when you're born, and people gather around you to see you coming into the world, and she sees them in their last moments and their last breaths and their last days, and they have that exact same innocence. Yes, there can be pain and suffering, but there's also a lot of innocence for a lot of people that she deals with, and they just drift off. And their family members come, just like when they were entered into the world, they come and witness them leaving the world. And it's that innocence which you can use for potent manifestation. It's that, oh, show me what's happening next. And it also can be literally working with children. But you've got to be careful when you work with children that you bring that joy to them, that eternal joy. It's really beautiful. My new business is Sarah, the Dynamic Healing Practitioner, as I can use all dynamics to heal. I'm also a psychic medium and many other things. Perfect. Remember, joy, 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 helping people. This could also be something that you can do to help heal people, because there's so many people that need to connect with that innocence and joy and connect with their child, heal their child. How many people have been told as they're growing up, don't be silly, stop doing that, grow up, and you squash parts of yourself? I help people who have with their sabotaging patterns because people have said that to them, and it activates their prostitute archetype. It's incredibly potent. the vision. So for you with your abilities and stuff, I would actually say this is you in holding a clear vision of what you want with your business, but it's also your visionary archetype coming in. So it's the strengthening of the seer archetype. And I don't have enough time, but I actually feel like you could also have priestess as well. So that's potent. Very excited for you. Stay in joy. Stay in joy. So excited for you. Now, Kaya, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, so I'm just going to pop you up there. I don't do mediumship. I wish I could, but I don't. If you ask me for what archetypes can help you at the moment or aligned with any area in your life, I'll let me know and I'll still do a reading for you, but I'm not going to pretend that I'm going to get a message from a loved one, my darling. So thank you, beautiful soul. Oh, Sarah, I am ecstatic for you. Now, we have got one here. Rachel Pogwell, let me get you a reading, my love. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, we have the heart. So that heart card is all about self-love, but like on such a bone deep level. So it's about loving your body, loving your mind, loving your soul, loving your good traits, loving your bad traits, and just 100% soul deep love. So you're being really asked, you know, if somebody comes to you and say, do you love yourself? And you go, yeah. And you go, well, rate it 1 out of 10. This card's wanting you to say it's 15. That's the level of just pure heart and self-love this archetype is for you. So you need to work on this, I feel. Actually, it kind of is coming up as if you're pulling back from that, like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Not that words. I don't know if I want to go there. So now, I'm just reading this. Okay, I will do one for you in a second. Now, the heart, then we got the mountain, Rachel. The mountain means you need to retreat deep within to find your gems. And then you've got the village, which is going to support you. So, deep work on self-love. Go within. That is you. Whoops. Inside your mountain, working on yourself, going deep in your psyche, loving yourself, doing the work. And the village card, that's telling me that you need to support yourself with loving people that are going to help you as you morph into pure self-love and that heart. And when you're in that place of self-love with that heart, you can help other people and have that connection and stuff as well. It's really potent. So it's a message that's telling you need to kind of go in deep and do some deep work. So this one here. So I'll do you some cards. I'm just going to smudge my cards. Now, sorry I don't really do the mediumship. It is not one of my superpowers, and I would not be in integrity to even pretend. So let's see what archetypes we got coming through for you, gorgeous. All righty. All right, Bambi, I've seen you comment a few times, darling. I'll do you next. Okay. So, Kaya, we got the King card. So, when you were asking for Ellie from loved ones, did you have any male people pass away? Because the King card comes through and there's usually masculine energy that needs to be worked on. So it's very much about looking at the divine masculine. And I must have clicked you by mistake, Kiara, but I will pop you through in a second, Dals. Won't be long. So it was a male. So this one here, on an archetypal level, when we're looking at the divine masculine and we're looking at the king, a good king is a man who looks after his subjects. He's noble, he's hardworking, he looks out for his tribe, he looks out for his people. He's really good. When the king is in shadow, he is egotistical, he's toxic masculine, he's he's the petty king. So this is, if I had this card and knowing that you've lost somebody, maybe you're questioning, like, what are the men's roles in your lives? Were they good kings? Were they bad kings? What kind of personality traits do you want to bring forth, for your future generations? Do you want them to be the good kings? Do you want them to learn not to have those shadow aspects? It's also all about taking action. The second card is the Hunter, which is another card about taking action. So it's like you're seeking something. Let me see if I can get a third card. The Desert. See, I've drawn these cards for you, Kaya, but I've known that you're you're wanting messages from your loved ones. So my mind's trying to go there. I'm trying to detach from thinking of your loved ones, but this is kind of saddish in some ways, because that Desert card is a card of feeling very lonely, which would be your grief. It's that wondering whether or not there is there going to be water at the end of the desert? Is there going to be light at the end of the tunnel? Is there going to be hope? Is there going to be a way out of the grief? Is there going to be a way out of all of the drama that's left behind when people pass? Unfortunately, there tends to be a lot of drama. This card here is the strongest one that's coming forth for you. And I really don't know if this is the best reading I've ever gave in my life, because in my mind I keep flipping to you grieving and wanting to know about your loved ones that have passed on. So with that Hunter card, it's like there's something that you're wanting to pursue. It's like, I really feel like you're drawn, and see how you like pulled to that light that's streaming in lines. So if there keeps coming up a reoccurring thought, I should be doing this, or I would like to do this, I'd like to do something in honor of those male past people that have passed, is there something that you would do to honor their memory? Then do it, because it's a really potent pull and a really potent feeling. This to me just feels like your grief. So it's not the world's greatest reading, I don't feel, but I kind of have made it hard on myself because I have preconceived notions of what I should be doing. So I kind of feel like it's really sticky for me. So you've said it's exactly what's been happening for you. So I'm glad that we got something out of that, because I feel like I wasn't fully in my best moments. If there is something that you're wanting to do, then do it. Take that hunter energy and go for it. It's there archetypally in your field. So is that grief, and so is that king card, which can be, you know, it can be those two things. It can be representation of taking action, but it also can be asking you to look at, hey, what are the good traits? What are the bad traits? Because no one's a saint. Everyone's got bad traits. And it can be generational. So it's asking you to make sure that you teach the future generations, hey, don't make these mistakes. You know, he's passed away, don't make these mistakes. So it's also generational. I am sending you so much love, because losing people is never, never easy. So, you know, I hope you can feel that love, because I genuinely am sending you love. It's just such a hard thing. Now, I had Kyra. Now, Kyra is generally trying to help me, or just fooling me around? Thanks for helping. That's a big question. So I'm actually going to smudge my cards again after the last one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Is the person she's inquiring about? So you got the creator. So that's a card of co-creation with the universe. It's creating a project. It's creating something new. Let me just pull some other cards to see if I can find what I'm after. You've got the box. That's actually usually when we're feeling confined, like they want to put you in the box and you're just wanting to burst out of the box. So you need to ask yourself, hey, if I'm doing this, are they trying to stifle parts of who I am? Are they trying to put me into a mold? Are they trying to put me in a box in which I don't fit into? And really ask yourself that question. Now, the siren. This reading is actually quite potent about yourself. It's almost like it's nothing really much to do about whoever this person is, even though I specifically asked about that. You have got both the creator and the siren. Now, don't forget, you've got that box as well. You will not be confined. You will burst through those boxes. See, whoops, here we go. See, there's hundreds of little boxes and you're the star and the light in the middle. I won't be confined. You won't keep me in the box. I'm going to burst through these boxes one by one. These are totally potent manifesting cards. So it's almost like you can do it yourself. You don't really need them, you know. The siren is that ability to call to you anything that you want. You calling it in. You're like the siren on the rocks that calls the sailors to their doom. That sounds a bit gloomy, but it's that potent. The siren is it's a card of expectation, and it's a card of, like, you know, calling to you the things that you need. And then the creator is where you literally co-create with the universe. Well, I want this type of relationship, or I want this type of business, or I want this type of project. And I am really clear on what I'm wanting, and you follow the guidance that you're getting. So I kind of almost feel like you don't really need this other person. I don't know if it's relationship based or business, but I just kind of feel like you don't need them. That's the only real message that I'm getting. I'm fooling you around. I'm going to draw one more card. Bear with me. Is this person genuinely helping her, or are they fooling her around? Are they fooling her around? The Queen. That is another card where you step up into your sovereign. I just am getting absolutely nothing about them. So I don't think you need them. Can you tell me a little bit more about what it's about? So really interesting, very, very interesting. You're very right. Well, it's really just even the queen at the last part. You're in your queen. You don't need them. So, yeah, I'm be inclined to say do it your way. He's helping you get a job. Oh no, you don't need him. Do you need him to? You co-create what you want. Those cards are hugely potent. So go into meditation, go out, sit somewhere that's really comfortable, and ask yourself, what do I want to do? What are my the parts of my life that I do really well? Am I a great communicator? Am I great at being of service to people? Am I great at art? Am I great at this? Whatever you have that you do really easily because it's just one of your superpowers, align your job with that. Co-create it. Those are all cards. Every single one of those cards is like, I can do it my way. So I would say do it your way. Now, but he is, yeah, no, I wouldn't have anything to, like, you don't have to be rude to him. You can say thank you, but I would be doing myself a disservice if I, the lesson in it is for me to do it myself, because I'm going to be much stronger if I do it myself. So you can make it sound nice, but I wouldn't go with it. Now, Bambi. I did have you before and I said I would do it for you. Oh, thank you. There you are. That's the one we had. So I remembered Bambi. I don't always. That's why I ask people to remind me. So let's go for it. Whoop. Now, so while I'm shuffling these cards, so I have a reading and activation card package for 111 Aussie dollars. So I do a giant big reading with 15 cards. There's 9 future cards. And the activation is on an archetypal level. So I do a recording straight afterwards and you listen to this one over and over, morning and night, or however you need it. It helps you anchor in those archetypes that are in your future and in those future aspects. So it's like an invocation / prayer / even sometimes light language comes through. It's an energetical invocation to help you anchor the archetypes, because you can tell as I'm talking along, these aren't like your traditional cards. These are archetypal patterns that are in our field. So it's quite beautiful. Now, Bambi, Bambi, Bambi. That's the coolest name, by the way. Bambi. Life direction for Bambi. Ooh, we have potent creativity. See the seed? Your pearl of wisdom and all those seeds. So this is telling me that highly creative time. It's almost like there's so many different ideas coming through and you're like, where do I start? Where do I start? I'm just going to take a sip, guys. That was soda water. It's very fizzy. So, highly creative Bambi. Lots of ideas, lots of opportunities. Where do I go? The flame. Highly potent, highly creative. Are you an artist, Bambi? I felt it was your birth name. I really did. I thought to myself, that's who she is, and it suits you. And I don't even know you. I'm like, she's Bambi. So are you an artist, or are you drawn to anything artistic? Highly adaptable shapeshifter. I'm going to be bold, Bambi, and I'm going to give you a fourth card. The Mother. Okay. We have that seed, highly creative. It's also a warning card that don't try and start too many projects at once because you can't finish them all. So you might have 100 ideas, you pick 3 of them, maybe 5, and you work on them, even just one, and you water and nurture and grow that seed. You have, I would love to have always wanted to paint, but yes, love being creative. You know, these are all creative archetypes. So if you are needing life direction, I would say pursue it, or make sure that creativity is a vital part of it, like interior decorating or helping other people with art or anything that's in that realm. Because these are all archetypes really wanting to anchor in. That flame is potent for manifestation and creativity. You can literally look at fire and use it to meditate with and like, what do I want to create and what do I want to bring in? You have that shapeshifter, which is a highly adaptable card. It means you can actually pretty much do whatever you want. But the warning side of this, and I actually feel like you've been doing this for a while, so you can use shapeshifter for good, which means you adapt to what other people want. But then you get to this point where you actually lose yourself because you've been doing this for that. So in your workplace, you're like the best for that. For your family, you're the best, for the family. For your friends, you're the best friend. You adapt and be the best for whoever's coming forth. But then all of a sudden you're like, well, who's Bambi anymore? So you can use that to be highly adaptable, but you've also got to be careful that you don't get lost. So I feel like you're going to have to balance out the shapeshifter energy and just use the adaptability one. Okay. You've got that Mother. Very, very potent. Another creative card. It's a card of birthing things. Work with the womb. Go in and go, okay, so I want to create this job for my future. I want to do this, or I want to learn that. And you see it as a actual birthing process. So you're birthing a creative idea, you're doing such and such. Like, I really feel like you can tap in and work with this mother energy and embrace it, and remember our divine mother and Mother Earth, all of those things. Potent creation, incredibly potent. Remember, there's another little pearl right at the center. So it's all about your wisdoms and stuff wanting to come through, because you've got 2 pearls, one in the seed and one in that one as well. So use your life experiences to create something. Does that make sense? I really don't. 100% great. I've been learning to just look after myself. Perfect. So all the things from your past, all the aspects, roll it into all those past things, create something with it, help people with it, learn, just get all creative ideas. So if you need more info, we'd have to do a bigger reading, but I think you're on the right path. I think that's super exciting. Now, can I get a card? We'll just pop. Right, Karen. Let's see what we've got. We have the thread card, Karen. Perfect, Bambi. I'm so excited for you. And I feel like you're excited for you. So that's potent. All right, Karen, we have that thread card. The thread is asking you to look for the patterns, look for the common reasons throughout when everything's happening. So please give yourself, has an epiphany before on something I have to do tomorrow, and thanking the elders. So this home of mine now happened for me. Thank you. So your epiphany, that really is that card where you see the common thread through things. So let's just have another peek for another one. Okay. The underworld, I almost feel like with your epiphany, it's like going to affect other people, not just yourself. Like if you've been having a pattern within and you're going to stop that pattern, it's almost like other people mightn't be as happy. So the underworld is still, there still might be a few more epiphanies to come. And yes, that did. The underworld's telling me that there might be more. We're going to see another one. The Pilgrim, that's another journey card. I actually think there might be more epiphanies, darling. So the underworld, I really also get it's like your epiphany also affects other people. So it's not just your journeying deep. It might be, other people need to face their stuff. The pilgrim is that you're going on that journey. You're going on the sacred journey, going from point A to B. It's also movement, so it could indicate that you could be journeying to the next house. So because I get that feeling like other people are going to be affected by your epiphany, I still think there's a few little more, there's still more to come for you to understand, but that journey and that pilgrim could mean movement. So I'm going to say keep digging, keep looking for the threads, keep, asking yourself, is there anything more that I need to know? And call in that pilgrim. Say, hey, I'm so ready to move. I'm so ready to journey. Call in the pilgrim. So I'm ready to take that journey and I'm ready to move. So I'm going to say cautious. I'm optimistic, but until I know more, that underworld card, it just feels like it's a little bit more for you, and also there could be it could be affecting other people. Does that make sense? Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So, Michaela, you're having issues in my relationship. I'm really not sure where I stand or how to move forward. Any help? Thank you. Let me smudge my card. Now, this is a big question. So I'm literally going to ask what archetypes are going to support you with your relationship issues. That's what I'm going to tie it down to. I'm going to see what comes forth. What archetypes are going to Okay, so you got that pilgrim too. So this is a journey. It's I'm going to pull some other cards. I'm going to see if it's a journey within or if it's you literally leaving. The eternal child. That's really interesting to come up during this reading. So does he, do you find him childish, or is he trying to suppress your optimism? Like you're like happy and optimistic, and then they're like squashing you down constantly. It's really interesting. Okay. Oh, Karen, I'm so happy it made sense. The maiden. Are you wanting children, Michaela? It's interesting. So there's a journey within. You're going on a journey, or he's refusing to journey with you. I'm not getting a solid feeling for that card. But then you've got the eternal child and you've got the maiden. These are both innocent cards. It's both optimistic cards. The maiden's telling you not to be naive, so that's a warning card for that one. But I just wonder whether or not if you're feeling suppressed, like you're quite optimistic and the other person is quite pessimistic, or they keep putting you down, then I think that you're going to need to stand up and honor the maiden and the eternal child and the innocence and that, and that you need to accept that those are actually really positive parts of you, and he shouldn't or she shouldn't be suppressing that or putting you down in any way. It's really interesting cards because they also could mean like you want children. So the maiden and the eternal child could be that other aspect. Is there any fighting around children? I don't get an overwhelming sense of yes, stay, or get out of there. So I have a troll. God bless you. It's Hola Gold. So it's a Hola Gold. Many blessings upon you. Nobody is going to inbox you because they don't want to be spammed. But I hope that you have food on your table and that your family is safe. Blessings upon you. So now let's see who else we have. So Michaela, did that make sense? I just feel like you're an optimistic, good-hearted person, and I don't think that's being respected. Okay. Hope. We all need some hope, don't we, darling? Could I please have a card? You are stuck of late. Let's find why you are stuck. Oh, this card hasn't come up in weeks. It is the Starborn. So when this card comes through, it is asking you to look at what is unique about yourself. When you were born, you come out of the womb, in that microsecond when you came through, the stars were completely uniquely aligned just for you. Now, this is the card that's saying you're very unique. You've got these abilities, you've got these gifts, you've got these talents. There's things about you that you need to really look at and acknowledge. It's a really positive card. I adore it when this card comes through with the energy, because it's a journey into self-exploration, but in such a positive way. You're like, what makes me unique? What are my gifts and talents? And it's just beautiful. I'm going to see what else we've got. The Storm. Highly creative, potent chaos. Storm in a teacup. Lots of change. So these can be lightning bolts of epiphany. So see the lightning bolt? But see how it's also chaotic. So that's telling me, like, as you're looking in for what's making you unique, you can have sudden insight. You can go, oh my goodness, and you have like a spiritual activation sometimes, and you're like, boom, and you're off on some tangent, learning something or other, and you have like a life-changing event. Now, you've got an initiation card, my love. It's a very positive one, but it's the agape card. So the agape initiation card is asking you to be really open to opportunities and change. It's a star, it's mystical knowledge and innermost truths. It's a card where you must learn to work and trust your intuition. It's an opening up of energetic gifts. It's connection, and really that trust in your intuition and guidance and taking the action. If I was to read this all three in a row, I would be saying there's like activations of parts of yourself which is coming through that you're just like, where is this coming from? Wow, did I have this ability? Where, I didn't know I was interested in that. All those things. It's quite potent. So, did that help? Trust. So, let's have a little look. Tazzy, I don't normally do romance ones, but I was very drawn to you. So I'm just going to ask what archetypes do you need to hear about now? So it might be something that you need to work on to call in that relationship. We're just going to see what's going to come through archetypally for you, darling. The Hunter. So this is a card which is telling me you're like really ready for a relationship and you've been seeking it for a while, and you need to trust that this archetype is you're literally on the hunt. But you don't look at that in a crass way. You look at it as, okay, I'm ready for connection and I'm ready for a romance and I'm ready for a relationship. So it's take action, put yourself out there. Hop online, go to meetups, whatever you need to do. Put yourself out there and open to it. You've got that just anything in general, please. Well, I think that this is pretty much about your relationship, Tazzy. That warrior energy. So no matter what that hunter energy is, you can be pursuing something, whether it's a relationship or whether or not it's a business idea. When you have an archetype that descends into your field, you don't just have to use it for relationships. You can use it throughout everything. So it's that energy of, I'm going to pursue something and I'm going to hunt it down. The warrior is to have the strength that, no matter what self-doubts come up, no matter what fears and phobias come up, you're going to be strong enough that you can do it. Very potent, very beautiful. Now, the Temple. This is a lush card. The Temple is about honoring the body, the mind, the soul, and your energy field. Do things that make you feel lush. Do things that make you feel healthy. Do things that make you feel vibrant, that you're going to that self-love. It's about your physical house and surrounding. Make sure your house is clean and lush, and if you want to plant flowers in it, you do something or other for your house as symbolism for your body as well. You might want to do a cleanse, you might want to eat better, you might want to do yoga. That's the physical side. Meditation helps the emotions and the spirituality. It's like honoring your temple, which is all of you: mind, body, spirit, soul, energy field, everything. As you're honoring yourself, you can bring in that relationship. You can, because you're making yourself receptive. But remember, it doesn't have to be just about relationships, because that hunter can be anything that you're wanting to bring into your life. You hunt it down. Honor yourself while you're doing it. It's such a potent, lush card. It's really beautiful. A happy future would be finally nice. I believe so, darling. There's no doom and gloom cards there. These are cards where you work on yourself. Like that temple is really beautiful. Like if you get to the point where you feel really healthy and loved and you know, goddessy, and just really like, you know, your house is also looks how it is, and emotionally and spiritually you're all aligned. It's really quite potent, and that's like you're saying to the universe, I am so ready because I've done all the work and here I am and I'm happy with myself, but I want more now. I want connection. And it's really lovely. Yes, that temple card is potent. So that's, if you've been looking after everyone else for a while, that's probably that temple is going to stick around for a while in your energy field so that you have that strength to keep looking at yourself. Call in the warrior. If somebody rings you up tomorrow and they need your help and you don't want to do it, you say no, because it's, you know, like that's the archetype of the prostitute. Nobody likes us saying the word prostitute, but if we don't want to do something and we keep doing it, we are prostituting our energy, our soul, our life force, our values, our morals, and we start to see ourselves as a victim. We start to see ourselves drained and not able to have anything in the tank for ourselves because we're so busy for other people. Alrighty, so I've talked earlier, but just for the new people, I have the package for 111 Aussie dollars. It's a full giant reading of 15 cards with 9 future cards, and it has a recorded activation to help you anchor in the archetypes afterwards. It can have light language, it can be a meditation, it's like an invocation and a prayer all rolled into one. And you can listen to that every morning and night, or whenever you're being triggered or you need to feel like you need to anchor in the archetypes that have come up during the reading. I also have a 8-week coaching program based around your self-esteem and your soul esteem archetypes, which I talked about in the beginning of this reading. So it's all about, you know, week by week, we go in deep with your self-esteem and soul esteem archetypes. There's activation and meditations. There's hot seats where you, as a group, you get in and you actually talk about your triggers. You journal about your triggers. You have homework that I will set. It's really, really potent. It's powerful for somebody who, you know, they have a clear vision of what they want to change in their life and what they want to bring in, and really working with that energy and doing it, because it's just beautiful. Now, I offer free, absolutely free, half-an-hour sessions where you can tell me what your self-sabotaging patterns are, and I go into a little bit and talk about it archetypally, and I can go in and I can discuss the different ways that I can help you. And if I don't feel like the coaching is appropriate for you, I am not going to try and push you into a program that you're not ready for, because you will you'll not have the stamina to make it through the 8 weeks, because I really, during those 8 weeks, you work on your triggers, you work on all of your archetypes, and it can be quite emotional, but it's amazingly shifting. So I'm going to draw one card for all of us as a final card. So this is an archetype that we can all work with and call in and use for the coming week until next Friday. What archetype do we need to use? Oh, I don't know whether or not I wanted to ask that question now. So, all of that sounds so amazing. Oh, Emma, I had a concept of what I wanted to do with the coaching, and I've re-gone back. I got some advice and I got my own coach, which I paid an astronomical amount of money for, but they have the skills to teach me the behind the scenes ways of crafting things, because I just don't have any idea of what seminars to do this and all that different stuff. So I need technical help, And I thought to myself, I can't expect people to come and be coached from me if I don't have the ovaries to go and get help when I need to be coached on aspects where I need to be helped. And they've actually really helped me create the juiciest program. So I'm really excited about it. If you have any questions or anything, you can book in for the free session. And I hope by now everyone gets a sense of my integrity, and I'm not going to push. It's all about if somebody is ready. Now for the next week, guess what? We're all got an initiation card. I almost wish that I didn't pull this card because it's been what I've been working through for the last week. So it's telling me we've all got a little bit more work to do. So this is all about truths being revealed, layers of deceptions being removed. I watched an astrologist who was telling us about the November and December energies, where it's like all these old karmic patterns where like have no choice but to strip them away. And I can tell you right now, it's been a little bit uncomfortable for me for the last week. So I guess it's going to be uncomfortable for other people as well. So this is the card of, be aware that people who lie to you, you feel uncomfortable. If you start to lie to somebody, you're like, oh, I just lied. Why did I lie? It's a card where truth becomes vital, and it's your own inner truths. And you'll be like, oh, I'm stuck in this pattern. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing that. And you see exactly what you're doing. So I wish I had got a much cheerier card than this one, because this one's hard work. But we can all do it because we're amazing, amazing people. Now, I must go. I love you all. It's been so fun being of service and getting to help people. I even had a reading where I didn't think I was going to help that lady who was, wanting a medium. And I still felt like I actually, she said it all made sense. So I'm like, thank you. I just need to trust those cards sometimes, because if I don't have that energetical connection and I'm feeling like there's my feedback loop's not there, I just literally have to trust the cards. Oh, that was the healer card. How appropriate. Okay, must run. Love you all. Have a fantastic week. Strip off those layers, embrace the initiation, find your truths, and don't lie. Much love.